Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're cutting through some of the noise. We're going to explore a concept that gets talked about a lot, maybe idealized, but often really misunderstood. Passive income.
That phrase gets thrown around.
It really does. And the big question is, can you actually earn money while you sleep? It's a powerful idea, right? And our sources, they suggest, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly, the path there. It's rarely as simple or as quick as, some online gurus might make it sound.
Definitely not simple.
So our mission for this deep dive is really to unpack what passive income genuinely means. We want to move past the hype, get into the practical stuff.
Yeah, the reality of it.
Exactly. We'll look at some real strategies, bust a few of those persistent myths, and hopefully give you some actual steps you can take, to start building income streams that can keep flowing even when you're clocked out.
Sounds good. Like a shortcut to getting properly informed.
That's the idea. It could genuinely reshape your financial future if you approach it right. Okay, so let's start right there. The core question. When we talk about passive income, what are our sources actually defining it as? Like, what's the fundamental idea?
Right. So at its core, passive income is money earned with, let's say, little to no ongoing effort after the initial work is done. That after is key.
Okay, after the initial work.
Yeah. Think of it like planting a tree. That's a good analogy I saw. You put in quite a bit of time and energy up front, right? Preparing the soil, planting the thing, watering it constantly, protecting it when it's small.
A lot of effort to start.
A lot. But once that tree is mature, it gives you fruit for years. And you only need to do occasional, much less intense upkeep.
Okay, that tree analogy really clicks. It highlights that front-loaded effort part because, lots of people imagine money just poof, appearing.
Right, magically.
But the sources really hit hard on that initial investment. Time, maybe capital, sometimes both.
Yeah.
So when we look at the practical examples, what kind of fruit-bearing trees are we talking about?
Yeah, good question. The sources give loads of examples. Things like rental income from property, obviously. Royalties, maybe from a book you wrote or some music you created.
Okay.
Dividends from stocks. And then more modern stuff like online courses you build once and sell many times. Affiliate marketing, where you earn from recommendations on a blog.
YouTube channels. Digital products.
Exactly. YouTube revenue, selling digital downloads, things like that. But the crucial bit, like you said, is passive doesn't mean zero work, ever. It means you put in significant, smart effort up front to build something, an asset, a system that then generates income with, ideally, minimal daily input later.
So it's about acquiring assets that work for you.
That's it, even if they start small.
Okay, definition clear. Let's pivot to the practical side then. Our sources lay out some really compelling ideas, things you could actually start looking into today. This is where it gets, really actionable.
Yeah, the how-to.
Right. First up, the sources highlight content creation. Specifically, starting a YouTube channel or a podcast. Kind of like this. Yeah. If you've got a passion, right, tech reviews, fitness, cooking, explaining history, whatever it is, you can create content people find valuable.
And what's interesting there, I think, is that people often chase huge viral hits, but the sources often emphasize the long tail. Meaning older content, stuff that's evergreen, can keep getting views and earning income months, even years after you publish it. Monetization comes from, the usual suspects, ads, sponsorships from brands, putting affiliate links in your descriptions or mentioning them.
So the upfront work is making good, consistent content.
Exactly. And then that content becomes an asset. It works for you over time. You don't always need millions of views either. Sometimes a smaller, really dedicated niche audience can be surprisingly profitable.
Okay, good point. Building on that idea of assets, another thing the sources consistently mention is investing in dividend stocks. This is like a super classic strategy.
Time-tested for sure.
Yeah, companies that pay dividends, they're basically just sharing a slice of their profits with you, the shareholder. You get cash, sometimes quarterly, just for holding their stock.
That's right. And it's not always just about chasing the absolute highest dividend percentage, the yield. Smart sources often say, look for companies with a history of increasing their dividends over time.
Ah, okay. Why is that?
Because it usually signals a healthy, growing company. Strong financials. It means potentially increasing returns for you down the line. Also, looking at the payout ratio, how much of their earnings they're paying out, helps judge if those dividends are sustainable.
Makes sense. And you don't need a fortune to start.
No, not at all. You can start small. Even with just a little bit invested, you can start getting those payouts. And the really smart move, reinvest those dividends. Use them to buy more shares of the same stock.
Compounding.
Exactly. That's how it really starts to snowball and grow over time.
Okay, so beyond content and stocks, the sources also talk about leveraging what you already know. Writing an ebook or creating an online course.
Yeah, this is huge now.
If you're good at something, it could be anything. Crafting, coding, Photoshop, gardening, managing projects. You can package that knowledge up, make it a digital product.
Absolutely. And the reach is incredible. You can sell to a global audience, literally 24/7. You mentioned platforms like Gumroad or Udemy. They make it easier. Or you can just sell directly from your own website.
And digital products is pretty broad, right?
Totally. Think beyond just ebooks and courses. It could be templates, maybe spreadsheet templates or design templates, stock photos, software plugins you create. Lots of possibilities. Once it's created, it's out there, ready to be bought anytime, anywhere, earning while you sleep, potentially.
Okay, another powerful one from the source is creating a blog with affiliate marketing. So this is about setting up a website, a blog, focused on a topic you genuinely know or love.
Right, you share your insights, maybe reviews, tutorials. You become a trusted voice on that topic.
And then the passive part comes from
weaving in affiliate links, strategically, of course. These are special tracking links, say, from Amazon or Flipkart or other retailers to products or services you actually use and recommend.
Okay.
When someone reads your article, clicks your Umise link, a little tracker, a cookie, notes you sent them, if they end up buying something, you get a small commission.
Okay. So the key is being authentic.
Absolutely critical. It only works long-term if your content is genuinely helpful and builds trust. People see through fake recommendations pretty quickly.
Makes sense. Okay, and one last category for those maybe looking at slightly different investments our sources talk about. Peer-to-peer lending or real estate crowdfunding.
Yeah, these are interesting alternatives. They sort of democratize access to investment types that used to be only for big players or institutions.
How so?
Well, sources mention specific platforms depends on the region, of course, but examples like Grow or Property Share in India came up. These sites let you do one of two things, basically. Either lend money directly to individuals or small businesses and earn interest back.
Peer-to-peer lending.
Right. Or you can pool your money with others to invest in larger real estate projects, maybe an office building or apartment complex, and then you earn passively from the rent collected, or if the property value goes up.
But there's a catch.
Well, yeah, definitely more risk involved usually. With P2P lending, borrowers might default. With real estate crowdfunding, the investments might be less liquid, harder to sell quickly compared to, say, stocks. So you're often looking at potentially higher returns, but you absolutely need to understand the higher risks involved too.
Okay, good clarification. So we've got some solid ideas now, but it's really important we tackle the misconceptions because let's be honest, the internet is just full of hype around this stuff.
Oh yeah, so much noise.
So let's bust some passive income myths straight up. Myth number one, and maybe the biggest one, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, period.
Absolutely not. If anyone promises that, run.
Yeah, our sources are crystal clear.
Right.
That's a huge red flag. This isn't about hitting the jackpot overnight. It's about building assets deliberately over time.
Patience is key.
For sure. And myth number two, you do not need to be some kind of tech genius to start most of these.
Right. That holds a lot of people back, I think.
Yeah, I mean, sure, some involve websites or digital platforms, but the core skill often isn't the tech itself. It's about creating value, solving someone's problem, sharing knowledge, or just making smart financial choices.
Yeah.
And maybe the myth isn't just that it's easy, but that you need tons of money to start.
Yeah, that's a big one too. And the sources really challenge that. Lots of these paths can be started with very little capital, sometimes just your time and effort.
So what do you really need then,
right,
according to the sources?
Okay, number one, patience, like we said. You gotta be willing to play the long game. It takes time.
Right.
Number two, consistency. Small, regular actions are way more powerful than huge, sporadic bursts of effort that you can't maintain. Keep showing up. And number three, a learning mindset. You have to be willing to learn, adapt, tweak things. The online world changes fast. Investment markets change. It's not set it and forget it forever.
Continuous improvement.
Exactly. Oh, and one more really critical thing the sources emphasize, diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Multiple streams.
Yes, one stream is great, gets you started, but having multiple streams, even small ones, is what really builds financial resilience, protects you if one source dries up. That's the path towards real financial freedom.
Okay, that's a crucial point. So with all that in mind, The potential, the realities, the myths busted. How does someone actually, start? Our sources lay out a pretty clear, simple 3-step plan to just begin. What's step 1? How do you even choose?
Right. It starts with aligning with yourself. So, step 1, pick one, just one passive income idea that genuinely fits your skills and your interests. What do you know? What do you actually enjoy doing? Because that enjoyment fuels you through the initial work. Don't try to juggle 5 things at once right out of the gate.
Focus.
No.
Focus creates momentum. Okay, got it. Step 2.
Step 2, commit to consistent action. Dedicate just 1 hour a day that's manageable for most people for the next 30 days. Just focus on actively building that one chosen idea during that hour. Some sources call it like a 30-day sprint, just to build the habit.
1 hour a day for 30 days builds the habit.
Okay.
And step 3.
Step 3, track your results. Seriously. See what's working, what's not, measure it. And then, crucially, commit to reinvesting any early earnings back into the system.
Feed the beast.
Exactly. That helps it grow faster, that compounding effect. That's where the real passive growth starts to accelerate later on.
Okay, that's a solid, actionable plan. Choose one, commit an hour daily for 30 days, track and reinvest.
Yeah, and the big message really is just start where you are. Don't get paralyzed waiting for the perfect idea or enough savings or more time. Just start. Maybe that means writing one blog post today about something you love.
Or outlining one module for a course.
Or filming a short, helpful video for a niche audience. Or maybe, if investing is your path, it's literally just putting, say, $500 or $10 into a diversified fund today, if that's what you can manage. The key is taking that first step and then the next one. Consistently.
Right. Start small, start now, be consistent.
That sums it up pretty well.
All right. That brings us to the end of this deep dive. We really hope this gave you a realistic but also genuinely exciting look at passive income, what it can potentially do for you, creating more financial flexibility, maybe even freedom down the road.
Yeah, so the real question to ponder now is, what does all this mean for you, for your specific goals, your situation? It's about taking that first step, even if it feels a bit uncertain.
Absolutely. Remember, smart money moves, smart effort now, that's what creates freedom later. And maybe, just maybe, the most powerful passive income stream you could ever build is the one that comes from constantly investing in yourself.
Good point. Your knowledge, your skills.
Exactly. Your ability to learn and adapt, that pays dividends forever. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.